guys, today we're going to make our printing plate for our mandala project. The things you're going to need are your tracing paper that you have traced your design onto. You're going to need a pencil, and you're going to need a piece of styrofoam that has two different wedges traced on it, because we need to do the front and the back for your mandala. Alright guys, to trace your mandala, I'm actually going to give you a piece of tape so that your tracing paper stays on your styrofoam. So you're going to line it up with the outlined marker. You're going to take your piece of tape and tape it at two places. This way it doesn't shift around on you. Then you're going to take your pencil, and you're not going to want a very sharp pencil. One that's dull is actually going to work best, because then it won't rip through your tracing paper. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to trace over all of my lines just hard enough so that it's going to leave a little bit of a groove or impression on my styrofoam before I trace over it with my pen. And just very carefully. All right, now that I've traced all of my tracing paper the first direction, I'm gonna carefully take my tape off. I'm gonna peel it all the way off, because now I need the reversed direction. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn it around so that I can reach this one. I'm going to take the tracing paper and flip it over. You're actually going to be able to feel the tracing from the other side. It's going to be a little raised bump. That's the side you want. You want it to be raised. So now I'm going to move it over to my other wedge. And just like before, I'm going to tape it down in two places so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to trace it with my pencil. All right, now that I've traced over both of them, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my tape and my tracing paper, because now I'm ready to make all of my grooves a little bit darker. Now you can tell that my pencil kind of tore through my tracing paper, because you can see some of my pencil lines, and that is perfectly okay, because we're gonna use an ink pen to trace over them anyway. So you're gonna take a ballpoint pen. It's nice and dull on the end, so it's not going to rip through my styrofoam, but it's going to create enough of a groove that the ink won't get in when we're printing. Alright, now that I have everything traced, this is the time to add any texture or little details such as coloring in that I might want to do. I'm going to do that on my beach blanket right here. I'm going to color in my stripes so that creates a pattern. And I'm kind of going back and forth, because whatever you color in is actually going to leave a texture when you print this. And whatever I do to one, I'm going to do to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and add that here. Now another thing I could add are some lines in my wave and some sand in my bucket. So in my bucket right here, I'm just going to add some little sand texture, just poke little dots. And I could do that anywhere I want. Maybe I'll do some more sand right here. Go ahead and add it over here. And again over here. And I'm gonna add some lines in my ocean that just represent that it's moving. I'll come back over here. Add some movement lines. And guys, styrofoam's not real friendly for drawing on, so it's not gonna be perfect. Turn this around. But just enough to add some visual interest. All right, now that I've finished that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out right along my black lines.